mathematically or you do by any other approach will be very lengthy. That's what I feel. Will be really very lengthy. As a teacher, I will not, I don't want to ask. Definitely, I can say that. What about you, sir? Will you ask? Definitely, say, I will not ask. But you check our advanced paper. We can questions of these kind of outcomes. Okay, some methodology. Okay, we'll try to develop. Okay, first I will. I need more police. Yeah. I will replace. I actually it's a infinite, and I'll write down that also. This is the infinity. Yeah? Here infinity will come. First of all of you got this one like this, like an infinite ladder. How we had like this, we'll get a system. Then let me go for replacing this part. And let me formulate like this here. Let this be, let me call this as x, and this particular one m dash. The mass of that effective mass of that system is x. The effective mass of this is m dash. Then further I replace this. Find the acceleration of block. This will be m dash. Are able to see this? What is m dash? The red color one. The whole, there's everything. I'll replace with an equivalent mass m dash. I'll bring it here. For this m double, this one, I'll replace. Same that infinite ladder, how we had approach now, the same approach we are going to develop here. M double dash. That m double dash value is what I should find out. Then I can get the acceleration of blocking. Find the acceleration of blocking. Let's get into. Okay, I'll start with there's a theoretical background. There's a question that is it. So what is the approach? First, I'll find out the value of x, then m dash. Then you see that m dash I know it. Then m dash will be added to this part. Then these two I'll replace with an equivalent m double dash. Once if I know m double dash in terms of m, I'll get the acceleration of blocking. Okay, now background concept will proceed like this. What we should know. Background concept. So suppose that let's say that there are two blocks are there of different masses, m1 and m2. Let this accelerate up, this accelerate down. There's a tension T. How much of tension here will be? Say T dash. So what is the acceleration? This should be equal to m2g minus m1g by m1 plus m2. I think if I solve, I'll get the tension to, if I'm correct, this pulley block system, 2 m1 m2 or 4. I think it will be 2 only. This will be. I think we know how to calculate this tension. m2g minus t equal to m2a, t minus m1g equal to m1a. Both will have same acceleration. Solving, I'll get the tension. What is t dash? T dash will be equal to 2t, and this is equal to Now, what should be the mass of the, can I replace these two moving blocks with a block so that the same tension can be provided in this particular string? There's a string. What should be the equivalent mass of that particular system? That I'll let me call M naught, so that the same tension I'll get it. So what is M naught I should call? M naught is equivalent of M1, M2 when they are moving. Like this, I'll make it here. So therefore, what shall we write here? So this M naught should be equal to 4M1, M2 by M1 plus M2. This, let me write in better form, 1 by M1 plus 1 by M2, because that infinity is what I should take care, no? So let me put it mathematically like this. So what is the equivalent of these two moving masses? It should be equal to M naught equal to 4 by 1 plus 1 by M1 plus 1 by M2. Is it okay? So now shall we replace M dash? What is M dash? Equivalent of this moving blocks, because all the blocks will be moving. So what is this equivalent of this entire system? M dash should be equal to 4 by 1 by M plus 1 by X. I'll write it now. So what is M dash is equal to? I think I can't minimize this. Yeah. I'll try to see this one. So what is M dash? M dash is equal to 4 by 1 by M plus 1 by X. What is M dash? I think already indicate that the effective mass of that particular moving system. So this should be equal to 4mx by m plus x. So I'll take m also common, or let me write it. So this will become further equal to 4x by 1 plus x by m. Now what is m dash I should call? Anybody, can you define m dash mathematically? Is the effective mass of n to n minus 1 pulley. This is the fixed pulley. Here, there's a movable pulley. From n to n minus 1 pulley, the effective mass. Is it okay now? So what is m dash I should call? Like I'll start counting the, don't count this pulley. This is a fixed pulley. All these are mobile pulleys. I'll start counting the pulleys. So what is the m dash? Effective mass from the nth to n minus 1 pulley here. Let me define what is m dash. Effective mass n to n minus 1 pulleys. Not mass of pulleys, again, overall, I'm just expressing that particular diagram here now. Okay, now what is m double dash? So can I replace now? Okay, m dash I got value. So now can we replace m double dash? So what is m double dash here? So this part is what? M double dash. I'll shade it now. What is m double dash? According to the same formula, m double dash should be equal to 4 by 1 by m plus 1 by m dash. So this should be equal to 1 by m dash should be equal to this should be 1 by m dash we have to write it, no? So therefore this will become 1 plus x by m by 4x. Is it, shall we write like this? Or 1 by 4x so this will become 4 by 1 by m 1 plus x by m by 4x. Let me simplify. How much will get it? 16x by 4x by m plus 1. Just check once equation. Just check the calculation. If I'm right, I'll proceed further. Okay, this will become 16x by 1 plus 5x by m. Any, can we generalize this? Anybody? Anything can we simplify? That 16 and 5 we can replace 4 square. Okay, this will be 4n x by 1 plus 5 is needed, no? So 5 will be 15 by 3. Okay, 4n minus 1 x by 3m. Because there are n number of pulleys are there, no? So therefore I just took up like this here. So the n number of pulleys are there, we'll generalize for n. Now what is n? N tends to infinity. Okay, let as n tends to infinity. So therefore this will become n tends to infinity. Anybody value? M double dash. Anybody just simplify? And 3m.
3m.
Okay, 3m I got it. Okay, I got now m double dash value. Let's see that where we'll substitute. Yeah. So in this particular system, okay, now calculate acceleration. This will be 3mg minus mg by 3m plus m g by 2. Any other you have approach, you can go for it. You can use even some books that given mathematical method. That'll be very lengthy. Nobody will ask in advance or means, I'm very sure, but it came in weekend exam once. I don't think so. You have a time to think so much. Any Olympiad, okay. But within 2-3 minutes, cracking this much not possible. Even teacher also, nobody can think, no, how much you can. Okay, just have an idea like that. Infinite wedges, infinite pulleys, infinite springs, infinite ladder network we have seen in current electricity, can happen here also. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, now some spring cutting. We'll discuss few problems related to this. Let me draw the diagram. I think I need diagram. So this is the spring. And here is what we suspend a block. It's very simple. Maybe we find a little bit very lengthy diagram all. This is the string which is going to cut this one. Let me. Which is under discussion, no? So the different strings will give different color, so that it will be easy for us, like a what will happen to them. First, initially get all the forces acting. So let's concentrate on the first diagram. Huh? It'll be easy for us. First, we'll get it. So let the tension here be T. This is mg. The tension will act here. So the tension in this string, let it be T1. Here T1. Uh, 2m. I'll change it. It is 2m. Let me put all muscles 2m, m, capital M. Yeah, fine. This force will be 2 mg, and let this tension, this string be T2. This will be little bit, I think in exams, you have to be extra alert. That's all. Questions can be solved in limited time. Only thing is we should be extra alert with more strings are there, spring and springs are there. Extra alert we have to be. Kx naught, this mg. What are the equations we can write it? We'll write all the things. So let me call this as block A, block B. Let me give number naming, so that will be easy for us. So let's write equation. Initially at equilibrium, or first diagram. So in the first diagram, on the block D, T minus mg equal to 0, or directly write tension, because we need values, no? So T equal to mg. Then on A will be T1 equal to 2 small mg plus T2. Then on C, T1 is equal to Kx naught plus mg. On D, Kx naught is equal to T2 plus mg. Okay, these are the equations. What is T? T is equal to T1. Looking at that pulley here, this particular pulley, this tension should be equal to T1. Let me substitute this T is equal to mg, capital Mg, and T1 kx naught plus mg. On block C, from there I'll write it. Okay, there's one major equation. Further, kx naught, what you can write? Kx naught equal to T2 plus mg. Solving all that four equations, so we'll finally will end up this T2 plus mg plus mg. Whether it is useful or not, we'll see. Okay, at equilibrium now, I do have the tension T2 value, T1 value. Okay, there's the initial part. Whether it's useful or not, I too don't know. Just I wrote it. Okay, these are the. Can we find out tension in all the strings? S. Okay, now what is T2 equal? T2 equal to a capital Mg by 2 minus 2 mg. After getting T2, I'll substitute here. Then I'll get T. So like T1 is what? T by 2. In that way, we can express all the quantities. Now I'm going to cut this particular string P is going to be, this chord is going to get cut. What will happen to the, okay, this is will show like this. I'm just showing it. Immediately is asking, what should be the range of mass m so that acceleration of the load of mass 2m becomes greater than acceleration of free fall. So what is our point of discussion? Immediately we have to jump to the block A and B. Acceleration of load of mass 2m means is, okay, this is 2m. Its acceleration should be more than g. The load is asking. So what will happen to spring force? Will it change? The primary idea, we have to start from here. Will spring force will change? Sudden change in spring force, not possible. So I'll put the same spring force. Kx naught. This will be mg. What will be the tension? The tension will have some other value. Let me call T. And here the weight 2 mg. Look at this. Spring force will not change. Kx naught. So this will be mg. What will happen to this particular block D? Definitely it will try to move. I may ask you further anything about the blocks A, B, C, D all. So what about the D must move down? What about C? C must move down. How to bring that mathematical conditions, what he has put in. Simply telling, the acceleration of load of mass 2m becomes greater than acceleration of free fall. Himself, he has given that condition. So therefore, the block A must have acceleration, and that should be how much it should be. It should be greater than the acceleration of free fall. So let me put that acceleration, let it be A. So now they're connected by a common string. If this is having acceleration, string is inextensible. So it must have acceleration A like this. So who is responsible? No, the spring force only. So altogether, this kx naught, how much of the tension will become internal? So this kx naught should be greater than 3 mg. Shall I write it here? Sir, now you can ask questions. Sir, why not tension? Well, tension will be same T2 or some other value. We don't know that. You just ask some mathematical conditions here. So therefore, for acceleration of blocks, the initial, yeah, for block A to have acceleration A greater than G. So what is the basic necessity condition? Kx naught should be greater than 3 mg. From where I'm bringing, say like here tension T is acting. That will become internal to system. Then 2 mg and mg is there. So Kx naught should be greater than 3 mg. So how do you can write Kx naught minus mg minus T equal to ma, 2 mg plus T equal to 2 ma. So that A should be greater than, for acceleration to be greater than G. So therefore, so we'll write this condition. Shall I write directly or individual? If you want, for individual block, you write it. Finally, you'll end up with the same condition. Okay, this Kx naught value will not change. How much it was equal to T2. How to introduce from here further after this, what to do. Relation between capital M, small m is how to introduce capital M. So Kx naught shall we write T2 plus mg, like initial value what we know. Okay, I have some things, so I'll write T2 plus mg should be greater than this one. So T2 should be greater than 2 mg. Shall I take help of this last equation? I'll write it equations. We'll do one thing. These are the primary equation 2, 3. Put 1 in 3. Okay, I'll end up 4. Now put 2 in 4. T2, what we can write it as? Capital Mg by 2. Anybody value of T2? Okay, this I'll write one more step. It'll be easier.
Sir, how did you write Kx not greater than 3 mg? If we solve, we'll get Kx not greater than 2 mg.
Cannot happen, huh?
Kx naught plus 2 mg minus mg by 3m must be greater than g. That is what you mean by that equation.
Write down the equation. Huh? Kx naught minus T minus mg equal to say some me. 2 mg plus T should be equal to 2 me. Kx naught plus 3 mg equal to 3 me. So what is the basic necessity for acceleration? Should be greater than g, it should be
Not plus
required.
mg, sir. Kx naught plus mg equal to 3 m. Addition wrongs.
Kx naught plus mg, no? This is
A greater than g, so Kx naught greater than 2 mg.
A should be greater than mg. Not 3 mg will not come. Okay, let's see. Kx naught should be. I'll write it. Kx naught equal to 3 ma minus mg. So A should be greater than G. Greater than or equal will make it. So at the most what happened? Kx naught will be greater than 2 mg will get it. Huh? Okay, I'll put it 2 mg. Then we'll get only mg. Okay, the value of T2. T2, what we can write? Mg, capital Mg.
Capital M greater than 6M.
I'll write it. This will be capital M minus 4 mg by 2 greater than mg. So this will be mg minus 4 mg greater than 2 mg. 6m. Yeah. So here I'll put it this condition as a must be greater than g. So therefore kx naught at least what happened should be 2m. I thought I was adding marks also.
Sir,
Mhm.
to write tension in the left side and right side is equal, we need to ensure that the string is stout. How are we ensuring that?
Which one? Which one? Green color stringer.
Yes, sir. Second diagram, green color string. We are writing tension same on both sides. That is possible only when the string is stout. So how are we ensuring that?
No, that's what the question is defined. No, the question himself he has defined. For it to be acceleration greater than g, tension should be non-zero.
Okay, sir. Understood.
So the question is defined. That's why I assumed it. So I that's why I started. Otherwise, I would have made another thing. Himself has put a condition. It should be tout. Then only possible, no? So therefore, he has put a condition like this. I'm assuming. Otherwise, definitely I would have questioned myself also. Hmm? So I think we have to just stick on to the small equations and keen observation we have to make it, especially this spring string cut. Even for me, teacher also, when I should minutely make observation, I should come by order. There's no other way. No guesswork anywhere. I think there's a very popular and check the advanced paper. We don't have any question till date like this. String cut, spring cut. We don't have even till date. No questions is available in the advanced question. They never ask it till date. So whether they may ask, may not ask, we don't know. Because practically what happened, all these are ideal because practically we'll never get a string which is massless, fully will have a mass. So maybe IT professors may feel, okay, these are all insignificant, all that one. So that's why they might have not stressed it. What we are discussing is ideal. Practically, if I go and take no, string will have a mass, the spring will have a mass, so many pulley will have a friction. So can be a surprise for you. Possibility is there. Okay, I'll take this one. One more is there. We'll above one question. Some circular motion. Simple. Some conical pendulum is mixing with the friction concept. Now there's a level what you can definitely anybody can do such problems. I don't think so any difficulties there. You can see that just you have to make good observation of the situations available. So here mg will act, the tension P. Recollect conical pendulum idea, it'll be much easier. Mass of the block shows a block of mass in mg, normal contact. So definitely the friction must act in this direction. What are other forces? Yeah, this much is there. No, for it to be in circular path, he has given omega, circumference of radius r equal to 50 centimeter. Okay, even we have this radius. First, we'll get into conical pendulum ideas. This one, T cos alpha, T cos alpha minus mg equal to 0. T sin alpha will provide required centripetal force. T sine alpha equal to m omega square r. And then T sine alpha on the block n minus mg equal to 0. T cos alpha equal to f equal to mu n. Determine the lowest friction coefficient mu between the box and the table that prevents the box from sliding. So let me get into this. T cos alpha equal to f equal to mu n. So T cos alpha equal to f. So let me substitute all this one. What is T is equal to? T cos alpha should be equal to mg. And what is f? F should be equal to mu n. Small mg, it is. And there are two m's are there. T sine alpha plus n minus m. Small m, capital m are there. Just be alert. Small m mu equal to. So what is further n you can replace? Mg minus T sine alpha. So small mg equal to mu, capital Mg. T sine alpha, we can write it as m omega square r sine alpha. We don't know alpha, so dividing these two equations, so tan alpha is equal to tan alpha is equal to alpha is given. Not there, yeah. How to eliminate alpha?
Divide first two equations.
From there, tan alpha, I think we know all the values here. Tan alpha equal to omega square r by g. We know omega, we know r, will g, will get tan alpha. From that, I'll get sine alpha. Then I'll proceed here. Then I'll get the expression for mu.
Sir, you took mu n is equal to mg, sir. How did you take like that?
Which one? Mu n. Huh? Mu n equal to the
Okay, sir.
norm.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Mg minus T sine alpha it is. Mg minus small m. Okay, now what is asking, sir? Lowest friction coefficient. Why that lowest is brought here? What? Anything we have to further think, or this is sufficient?
Static friction, no, sir. So
Anybody wants to interpret? Oh, answer one. Na? Mu is one. Na?
yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
you substituted wrong, sir. Mg equal to mu into capital Mg minus m omega square r only, sir. Again, you wrote sine alpha. T sine alpha is only m omega square r, no, sir.
Oh, once again I wrote sine alpha will not be there. T sine alpha. Okay, fine. Yeah. If the value of this, if the value becomes less than this, then open equilibrium not possible. Anything greater than this, as equilibrium will be possible. Then the static friction will come. The value becomes more than this, then definitely the friction will not be sufficient to overcome T cos alpha. Then equilibrium is not possible. This is the lowest value is what he's asking. Anything greater than this, okay, fine. Equilibrium is possible. intentionally brought mu what happened for most of the objects around us, what happened will be less than 1. But the situation like this, what happened needs where mu is should be greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1. So definitely what happened, I should take care about this particular thing. That's what the question actually. The question is not to test any of our basics. Practically, a situation may arise, but most of the objects around us, the mu will be less than 1. Between any pair of surfaces, mu will be less than 1. So definitely what happen, if I just keep that object not possible. So therefore, I should take care about this surface is what you mean to say. That's what the problem actually. If you look at the application part. For us, it's just mere mathematics, writing equations and solving. Let's go for one wedge constraints. This is some very good problem. We can manage. So I think by this time, everyone is quite aware if a block sliding on a wedge and what to do. Yesterday also we discussed some 2-3 problems. No, by this time I think you might have developed a basic idea. So first in wedge constraints, what is the biggest headache for you? In what possible directions they can move? Okay, first I'll relate the system from rest. So mg sine theta, tension T, normal contact, mg cos theta, normal contact here. These two actually should be parallel. There's a T. Show like this. There's a T. Now, what is the possible? There's about the natural way in which they are available. In what possible direction they can move. The moment I release, how do the block B will move? How the wedge A will move? There's a decision a student has to make. There's no other way. Looking at the forces available. In what possible direction the wedge will move? You look at this T cos theta. Here N1 sin theta is there. Okay, fine. So this should move towards right. So let me take this acceleration. In what possible direction this wedge B will move? It must be towards left, no? Because the tension is there here. What about the block? What direction it should move? In a ground frame, very difficult to solve. Better go for wedge frame. So it should slide down. So the acceleration, they should be AR, you call it. Acceleration of this, let it be AR. Then as we are describing motion with respect to this one, say pseudo force will also come. MAE. Then motion of the block perpendicular to incline along the incline, we have to write equation. I think you see that as this moves to open, this particular string will make inclination. But the question is asked when the system is raised from rest. Okay, assuming that this will remain vertical, we are doing the problem. This will be very confusion for everyone in the exam. I too thought, okay, it will take some angle, then how conditions will come. But you made that when the system is raised from rest. Okay, the string will remain vertical only. Okay, writing all the equations. T equal to mass of the block, MB, A and B are 4m, no? So directly let me write it, 4m AB. T plus N1 sine theta minus T cos theta should be equal to 4m into E. Then mg sine theta plus MA cos theta minus T equal to M into AR. Then perpendicular to incline, N1 component of pseudo force. What is this one? Component of pseudo force. Its component will be MAA sine theta. Its another component will act along the incline, MAA cos theta. And AR is the acceleration of the block related to this one. How many unknowns are there? T, N1, AB, AA, AR. I think we have 5 unknowns are there, 4 equations are there. What is the next only thing? So how the displacement of wedge and the block are related to change in length of string is what we are to do. This length will not change. There'll be change in length of this string and this string. What is this length correspond for change in length? Displacement of block with respect to wedge. Okay, the change in length of this is what equal displacement of block with respect to wedge. Change in length of this is what? The sum of displacement of this. So what is the constant equation? It will be XR and this will be XAB. So if you write equation, it should be AR should be equal to, now why it should be positive? Because they're having displacement in opposite direction. Or you want to come from the beginning, overall length of the string will remain same. XA minus of minus XB, you write it. Or you do one thing. So this will increase. Okay, later on, I think it will be. And now we'll differentiate 0 dxr by dt, the double differentiation of that, and it will be, okay, to bring sign also, no? This will try to increase, this will decrease. Okay, it should be like this, no? This will try to decrease the length minus AA. Due to XB, it will be decreasing, no? So decreasing again, positive or positive. So AR equal to AA plus AB. If you, I think this in exam really troublesome, directly like the decrease in length of this is equal, the increase in length of this is equal to decrease in length of this string. The length of this string is decreasing because both are moving towards each other, and you can make it. Solving this two will get the required answer. No need to solve, just have an idea, because I want you to just like it, this particular thing is very important, because we have done most of the problem. This was fixed here. Now even this can also be movable. This constant equation, go for change in length. Don't go for mathematics like this. So this will be very troublesome. Increase in length of this is equal to decrease in length. Why this length decreases? Both will move towards each other. So therefore, you should add up. And this is a simple problem based on block upon a block. Only strings I brought it. Let's have like this. So first it's talking about the equilibrium. Let's proceed here. What about the mass of this? Mg. The tension, let it be at T. Since the same string, no, so the tension will be same. So this is T, this is T. Find the maximum value of M so that system does not move. How to manage this particular thing? So definitely the friction here should be maximum F2L. Mu1, mu2 is given F2L. So why the friction I should take here? Because you look at the tension here. Will be acting, so it will, this tension, the rope will try to pull the block 3 kg towards right, and because of that the limiting friction should act here. What about the friction here for the equilibrium? We'll do one thing. We'll write first F1, F2 like this. No. Is it okay? Getting the direction of frictions? So treat this 2 kg as one block. So what is the role of this friction? Will become like internal, no? So therefore, when for maximum value of M for equilibrium, what happen here, the limiting friction will come. When M becomes maximum, this will become F2. So let's write the equation first. This will be two T should be equal to F2, combined block. So that F1 will become internal, will get eliminated. And this 2T further should be equal to mg. So therefore, mg should be equal to F2. So when M becomes maximum, this F2 will become limiting. So the maximum value of this will be F2L by G. This should be equal to mu2, 2 plus 3, 5 mu2. Okay, there's a maximum permitted value. Okay, after getting this one, mu2 value, how much given? 0.5, 2.5 kg. Now he's asking what will be that F1 when it is this much here. I think definitely we can calculate 2T equal to mg. Then we'll calculate the F1 equal to T. So I'll proceed after this. F1 25. So T equal to 12.5 Newton. Then F1 equal to T. Okay, what is a T? 12.5. But what is maximum permitted value of F1L? I think we need first. F1L will be anybody value 50 Newton. F2L 2, 3, 5, 25. Okay, you see this one. What is the nature of friction that is acting? Still, it is less than F1L. Will be static. Okay, there's the initial first part of the problem. Okay, now come forward. If M equal to 4 kg, so how much it is? The maximum permitted value for equilibrium, for no slipping. Find maximum value of M so that the system does not move. There'll be a test. That's what we discussed here. Now, instead of 2.5 kg, I'll make it 4 kg. Find the tension the string attached to 2 kg block. Is asking what will be the tension, or is asking tension the string. Okay, second part of the problem. What is the situation? So will they move together, or still it will be at rest? I think any of the cases can happen. Okay, I'll go for second part of the problem. Second part of the problem, it will be definitely the block will accelerate. So mg minus 2t should be equal to m. M is given how much? 4 kg. So this will be 40 minus 2t is equal to 4a. Keep this equation in the hand. Then together, I'll assume that I'll show a small diagram so that it will be easy for you. Here tension T and T. I'll assume that here limiting friction will act F2L, and here a static friction, and will act here, and let there have a common acceleration E. So then the solving this one will be 2t minus F2L is equal to 2 plus 3 into E. Let me solve this. I'll calculate the tension. Anybody value T and D? First, let me add up this. Anybody value A? 2t 4g minus 2t, no? So this will be 40 minus 25, 15, 15. Okay, 3 Newton. Huh? Oh, 4 A, no? 5A, 9A. 9A will be 40 by 9A. 40 by 9. 40 minus 15, 15 by 9. 15 by 9A or 15 by 9. Okay, 5 by 3. Yeah. Anybody value T? How much tension? $25 by 3, 25 by 3, 25. 50 by 3. Okay, let's check now. I'll write equations of motion on the block 1. So T minus F1 equal to 2A. T value I know, 50 by 3. F1, this will be 2 into 5 by 3. 50 minus 10 by 3, 40 by 3. 40 by 3 will be 13.33 Newton. I think still less than F1L. No? So what will happen? What I assumed is right or wrong? No slipping occurs is what I assumed. In fact, correct, no? Condition assumed, no slipping. I got the F1 less than FL. In fact, what I assumed is wrong. Find the tension attached to the block. So what all I solved it, it's correct. So this is very important. A friction, this what actually students see. Don't assume that no slipping and do the problem and you get answer. Okay, sir, this is what happens. So first, no slipping occurs. Check it, no slipping occurs or not. So how to check it? Calculate the static friction, calculate the friction acting between 2 kg and 3 kg block. If it is less than F1L, then what we assumed is correct. Assumed condition is correct. Condition assumed is let me write clearly. Condition assumed is no slipping occurs between blocks. Fine. Put it like this. Okay, then you do it. So some students, I don't know what will happen to you in exam. They'll assume that slipping occurs and they do it. They'll get one value of tension and there'll be one option related to that value also, and you'll pick up, it'll come out. But always first go for no slipping, check it. Friction acting between block less than limiting, then what you assumed is right. F1 is greater than F1L, then slipping occurs, then you carry on problem. Just you wanted to test students that will they think like this. I think there's a one whenever friction comes between the blocks, no, I think there's a one natural way of analyzing here. Okay, similarly, can you work out other options, third and fourth, you try to solve or leave it. There's a thing. What is the time? Yeah. And there's one small one. Okay, we'll finish off this. Huh? Carefully look at the conditions that are some routine earlier what we did. So something like pendulum, you'll go and collide with a bob. So, but here you see that one, it is not, the pendulum will come and strike it. The pendulum, in fact, it is in contact. M1, M2. Let me write it. Not wrong. Now look at the question carefully. Find the acceleration of block B immediately after it is released. So there's a string of length L. What are the various forces that are acting? M2G. Normal contact N1, here N1, M1G. Tension in this is a light stringer, as mentioned. So there's a floor which is. So what are the possible ways in which block can move? The block must move like this, no? What about the block M1? It's very simple. We may think that, okay, fine, but there's all possibility of going wrong. Anybody. There's all possibility of definitely going wrong. We have to look at the constraint equation very clearly. So here, will it immediately lose contact? You say that the block, what happened? The moment I release, it will start pushing it. No, they will be in contact. So acceleration along common normal must be equal. Then what is the motion of block? How do block what pen is having a tendency to swing? No, it is, and the block is having only tendency to slide on the floor. Therefore, if I look at only the motion of the block, it will be this M1. So here is what? Okay, this is theta. The block is going to have acceleration like this. And sorry, the block and the wedge, what happened, will have. In fact, they're in contact. To show things clearly, I had just made it in this way. So this is what the motion of the block. It will have acceleration in this direction. Okay, let's write. What is the condition? We can write it. Constraint equation. Acceleration along common normal must be equal. This you extend this line so that will be easier. This you write common normal. Acceleration along common normal must be equal as N1 will be greater than 0. That's the only reason. They will be in contact. The block will not lose contact. It will be pushing it. Immediately after it is released. So they'll be in contact. We are not doing problem after some time. I think this condition, if you can get it, it'll be also big because of that. Okay, that's all you write equation. So we will make block to accelerate. N1 equal to M2 E2. Whatever the motion of this. And this will be perpendicular. This will be perpendicular. So here N1 will be acting in this direction. Okay, let's write equation. M1G it is. Theta, what theta? Theta will be here. Now M1G sine theta minus N1
Cos theta.
cos theta will come up. Yeah, N1 cos theta should be equal to M1 even. Sir, why only I should think like this? Because we know this like a pendulum, no? Sir, why can't it have acceleration any other way? Anybody?
inextensible coordinates.
The string is
Can only
in,
be tangential.
yeah, the string is inextensible and also it must be taught. So this is the very important part. If even your teacher also, if he just write this equation and complete the problem, maybe he too don't know anything. Just somehow he knows he brought the equation and he finished the problem. The teacher is not having any concept. Just he knows mathematics, no physics. So what is it? This called strictly taught. This is a very important idea of the problem. From here is what all the discussion should start. Say like a taught it should be. So tension must be non-zero. That's the one thing. Then inextensible. There cannot be any acceleration in this direction or any other way. The acceleration of the block should be perpendicular to the string. Then only it can be inextensible. Okay, the constant equations, be careful. So that's what anywhere you can introduce. Okay, we'll stop class here. I think you're having a 2 o'clock exam. Do revise. After exam, I will meet for paper discussion. Okay, recollect formulas and go. What all you feel formulas which you find very difficult, no, you recollect them. Okay, thank you.